our Honorable CM is always focused on tourism, and he had declared tourism as an industry, which never happened in this earlier. So declaring tourism as an industry has changed a lot of dimension in the whole world of tourism, especially in this case. The reason why I said Buddhism is the closest block is ASEAN. And in ASEAN, you have about 220 million Buddhists.
Yeah.
And above them, when we look at China, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, it's another 640 million. We're looking close to about 900 million of Buddhists to get them to Andhra Pradesh. And we have some excellent sites which we have not talked about, and we should not put them on the global map. We'll have to create those kind of infrastructures, create snowbirds, we'll have to create those big theme parks that are across the globe. I think 1-2 big brands like Disney's, Warner's, Universal coming here, the whole dimension of this state will change.
Yes. What is a specialist program?
Like any country, usually has this specialist program where I'm an Aussie specialist. So I think, Andhra Pradesh should probably create this specialist program where Asians could come in, have a knowledge session, finally do the question and answers, and then they get a certification.
So they specialize in the subject of Andhra Pradesh.
As a product.
Okay. Hello, I'm Meenamma. I'm a storyteller and a trainer. I wish to share my chats with inspirational people around me on varied topics of global interest with the hope that my audience may design a better life from my episodes. Each talk is an inward journey. Come travel with me to meet an extraordinary human being in my studio today. But do watch this episode till the very end, it's interesting. And subscribe to Meet Meenamma on YouTube, Instagram, and other handles. I will be also putting out short clips and exciting reels on the episode for you to get valuable insights in lesser time. I need your help to grow. To hit the subscribe button right now and the bell icon. Thank you. Welcome to this podcast. Today, we are thrilled to have with us Kanneganti Vijay Mohan, a powerhouse in the tourism industry whose extensive contributions have shaped the landscape of travel in Andhra Pradesh and beyond. As the president of the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Forum and the Tours and Travels Association of Andhra, Vijay combines his passion for tourism with a commitment to promoting the rich cultural heritage of our country, India. With leadership roles spanning various organizations, from being the chairman of the ABTO to the president of FRETA, Vijay is a true advocate for the growth of domestic tourism. His influence extends internationally, serving as the international coordinator for the Association of Buddhist Tour Operators and holding directorial positions in companies across Southeast Asia, including Vietnam, Thailand, and Cambodia. Join us as we delve into Vijay's remarkable journey, his vision for the future of tourism, and the innovative strategies he employs to connect travelers with unforgettable experiences. Get ready for an inspiring conversation that highlights the transformative power of just traveling. Hello, Vijay. How does it feel to be with Meenamma today?
Hi. I should call you Meenamma rather than...
Yes, that's what I am, Meenamma.
Looks nice, very interesting the way you started this whole, the talk or whatever you call it.
Thank you, Vijay. Vijay, I've always been watching you with a lot of admiration, the way you carry yourself, the depth of knowledge you have in your subject. But how did tourism come to Vijay? I understand that you've been in Vizag from a very small age, but tourism, see, many of us talk about it. For you, it's your lifeline.
This was all a default thing. I had been to Nepal. I was sitting at the Indian embassy on some investment in a dairy product out there. But that time, moist was a rising issue in the Nepal suburbs. So the Indian consulate said no. So the next option that I had was I didn't have a flight for a week. Those days we had only 3 flights from Calcutta. So I was sitting in the Indian consulate where the Nepal Tourism Board invited me for a dinner along with the Indian consulate. So that discussion was all, looked at promoting Nepal, selling Nepal. Then we opened up an office there, and then I started going, and then that's how the journey for about 25 years has been.
So how, well, you must have been a young boy, so you must have been impressed with what the talk was.
It was more like when the business opportunity died, tourism board said, "Why don't you start packages to Nepal?" I did go around the hotels. I discovered that this is not my cup of tea because the pricing when we worked out was too high. But when I went back and when the hotels were called to the consulate and then rates were different, they took it a little serious, and that's how this whole journey of tourism started.
Got it. Vijay, India, when we talk about tourism, we talk about incredible India. However, we talk about India at other times, when it's tourism, it's incredible. The entire history, geography, latitude, longitude of the country lies in the promotion of tourism. And our Prime Minister is one of the biggest brand builders. He has built the brand so beautifully. So you sit in a position in an industry which is actually the bottom line industry for the country. But what are the challenges that you face being part or being a player in the tourism industry of India?
There are plenty of challenges. Convincing a traveler to come from another country as an inbound into India is very difficult. Because when you talk about beaches, they have wonderful beaches across globally. When we talk about a heritage, most of them don't understand the Indian heritage. But Goa is excelled because of the freeness of the beaches that they have and the low tide beaches that they have suit a lot of European and the CIS bloc to come into Goa. But if you notice, it started to die.
Correct.
You see, when we had 100 charters, presuming, I'm just talking in relative numbers, 100 charters 3 years back is now only 10 charters. So where have they gone? They've gone to other countries. They've mostly gone, 80% has gone to Sri Lanka. Because for them, it's a very vibrant thing to see. Sitting only in Goa and just seeing Goa is not really helping for a very long time. So you go down to Colombo, you have Bentota, you have so many other destinations, good beach destinations out there, and a varied thing to go and see. And they show their heritage. But whereas Goa, we only stick to certain parameters. Unfortunately, the CIS promoters have not looked beyond Goa. And the pricing at Goa suddenly started taking a kill. I don't know whether this strategy that they played was right to them or not. We will only know in a couple of years, but presuming something was about $100 went up to $300. Whereas Sri Lanka is offering the same $100, $120.
Yes, yes.
So obviously the CAS block. Here is where Andhra Pradesh has an opportunity.
Correct, correct.
Way back in 2018, when Himanshu Shukla ji was the CEO of ABTA, we looked at getting the CIS, and we got 2 charters all ready to come. But the only condition that they had was we need to have the shacks.
Correct.
Because for the CIS, for them, shacks are the essence of their stay.
So when you say CIS, what does it mean?
It is Russian bloc, all the...
Okay, the foreigners who come. Okay.
Basically the Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Georgia,
Okay.
all that we call them the CIS bloc. So what happened, since we could not, go beyond what with the shacks, that particular 2 charters were cancelled. We're again looking back for the next year, 2026, and hopefully by that time we'll have a shack policy in place. And I think once we have the shack policy, things will start rolling.
You're also the chairman of the ABTO. I just read that out. What initiatives are you advocating to promote domestic tourism? See, there is a lot that is unexplored within the country. Many of us always want to go abroad because it's a little cheaper on flights and stays. But domestic tourism is as important, if not more important, for our heritage. So, what are the steps that your body is doing?
Association of Domestic Tour Operators basically concentrate on selling the domestic sectors. We have about 15 chapters across the country. So obviously what we're trying, and 17th, 18th of September, we are having the Andhra Pradesh ADTI Travel Mart at Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
So the whole, we also have chapters who work very closely. We have inter-training programs. We have inter-discussions on the products that are available in each states. We meet state to state. We had Uttar Pradesh in Visakhapatnam a month back. They were in Vijayawada, they were in Vizag. So they were showcasing the product of their state. So same way, ADTI helps states understanding the each product that each state has, and the itineraries are shared with every travel agent in across the ADTI membership thing, and then that helps somebody asking us what is Vizag, what is Andhra
Correct,
Pradesh,
correct.
what are the Shakti Pitas, what we can see. So that slowly drives business, and it also because we are a very close community. So when we share our itineraries, usually agents come back asking us for more details.
Yeah.
We have training programs, and then we have knowledge sessions. So all these help selling a particular state and sharing the knowledge of each state that we have.
Let's now come to the state of Andhra Pradesh. I think Andhra Pradesh has the greatest potential to showcase different verticals of tourism, whether it's temple tourism, beach tourism, Buddhism, medical tourism, health, tribal tourism. We have everything here and we have good catchment areas around where we live. The government is also proactive. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and his team, they've always focused on tourism. But I understand the last 5 years have been difficult because the policy had changed, the policy maker was different. How is it today when the government is back from continuing their story? Do you see any change in the way the tourism department of Andhra Pradesh is working towards promoting tourism?
Well, as you said, we have the best team. Uh, Ajay Jainji and Ms. Amrapali, I think we have the best think tank that tourism can have. And of course, our Honorable CM is always focused on tourism, and he had declared tourism as an industry, which never happened in this earlier. So declaring tourism as an industry has changed a lot of dimension in the whole world of tourism, especially in the state. You have so many incentives that have come in. Today, a hotel pays only the current charges are paid as per the industrial slab.
Correct.
There are no more commercial slabs. So also incentives. So the wide range of incentives that the government has provided as an industry, I think is going to change a lot in terms of tourism growth. Only thing, there are some gray areas where the government has to look, and I think once they're all set, I think we're going to have a great tourism in the next 5 years.
Now tell me, the current gaps that travel agents face when they are promoting Andhra Pradesh, it's a diverse tourism that you have. The plate is full of ideas. What are the gaps that you have between the tourism stakeholders, the true travelers, and the tourists? Do you find? I mean, I see a gap. So, what are the current gaps that have to be filled?
I think we'll have to unlock the potential. The potential is basically the inbound that we'll have to concentrate. We have never done it so far. We've been talking about it, but somewhere, I mean, when we look at inbound, what is our target market and who is our key market? Buddhism is a key market.
Correct.
The reason why I said Buddhism is the closest block is ASEAN, and in ASEAN you have about 220 million Buddhists.
Yeah.
And above them, when we look at China, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, it's another 640 million. We're looking close to about 900 million of Buddhists to get them to Andhra Pradesh. And we have some excellent sites which we have not talked about and we should not put them on the global map. Let's look at Totalkonda. Wonderful site. The only thing, there are a lot of things like probably we'll have to add evening sound and light show on Buddha. And it's very important near Totalkonda to get a monastery.
Correct.
See, any Buddhist, when he has to come to this part of the country, he would rather prefer to go to Bodh Gaya because he's got something to pray.
To pray, yes.
No Buddhist would want to just come and see a monument.
Correct.
When he wants to come, he'll see, okay, where do I pray? The first question he's going to ask you. So I think somewhere we'll have to talk to His Holiness like Dalai Lama to position there is big monasteries. You can actually invest and look at starting a big monastery in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The moment that comes in, a lot of things will come in.
Yes.
And not only that, we'll have to start creating stories.
Yes.
For example, the biggest story we have, which was unknown until recently when we had the Vietnam and the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Roadshow conclave, where when we were talking to the ambassador, he said, Vijay, what do I have? Why would my Buddhists come here? What do you... I won't come in for a Totalkonda, I won't come in just for an Amravati stupa, but what is the story? Then when we went into the depth, we found the biggest story. His Holiness Dalai Lama said that the Kala Chakra,
yes,
sermon was first held at Amaravati by Lord Buddha.
Correct.
Now that's a big story to the Buddhism community.
Correct.
So we'll have to carry this story across.
Yes, yes.
Recently, even the Bajanakonda site, it is the only place which has all the three depictions: the stupa, the idol, and the worship. When we looked at, when I went into we had a group of 14 Thais. One of them was the Prince of Kanchanburi, was here. I will share you that conversation which he did. He said, we have big stupas, we have big Buddhas, we have wonderful architecture. But at Bajanakonda, he said he felt it by heart.
The spiritual link, the connection.
He said he felt it real.
Oh, wow.
So now when we look at that particular site, for example, there's big stories there. The stupa, and people started questioning, what is there in a stupa? Where is God? So then the Buddha came in. Then people said, what is Buddha? You need to chant. You need to be a prayer. So then we had chanting on top.
Correct.
So the three forms of Buddhism are clearly depicted at Bujanakonda, which is very unusual and you can't see it in any other site in India.
Correct.
So we have these stories that we'll have to talk, create, and I'm sure once these stories are created,
yes,
Buddhists will come, and then how to hold them back, to show them more. India is the birthplace of Lord Buddha, and everybody knows it, that this is a birthplace. So we'll have to get them down here. So what we thought, we create Nagarjuna as a story, we create Amaravati as a story, then Kuttur as a story, then there are some small sites in between, then we come to Bajanakonda, Auralakonda, Bhavikonda, Totlakonda, and then we go to
Shankaram.
Sailundam at Srikakulam, and we end at Orissa, Bhubaneswar. Now you might ask me, why Bhubaneswar? The Kalinga War.
Correct. It ends there. That's the most beautiful part of the whole story.
So that's a story.
Correct.
So if we are able, both states, if we are able to work together, create a real story, create a proper itinerary.
Correct.
And I'm sure we'll have more Buddhists than any other country or any other state coming here. So that's where we'll have to keenly work on.
Andhra Pradesh is focused always on temple tourism, whether it is the Sri Kalahasti or Tirupati. It's always been temple. But actually, if you look at it, Buddhism is a very big, untold story. Sometime back, I wrote an article which got featured in the Taj magazine and won an award for this. It says that Buddha, Gautam Buddha, the great soul, he disappeared for a few years of his life, and they actually showed that he came to this part of the world. They were not able to understand. It was a beach city that he went to. It was a small beach hamlet. And people now strongly feel that this is the golden quadrilateral of Buddhism. So if the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Department actually works smartly, they will pick up, because I think 30% of the world are Buddhists, and we will have tourists just coming in to see where Gautam Buddha had come and disappeared. It's a wonderful story. Now, there are a lot of catchment areas around Vishakhapatnam, like Raipur, Bhubaneswar, and Orissa catchments. How do we attract these people? They're easiest to reach us. If I have to ask for a tourist to come from another country, from another state, it takes some planning. But there are people who can reach us within a few hours. What are you all doing for these? Because they can afford to come, they need some place to enjoy, and tourism is a great boon for them. What are you doing for these catchment areas? How are you advertising yourself?
For us, West Bengal has been our major market. 60% of the domestic travel was coming from there. And between Bhubaneswar, Orissa and Chhattisgarh, it was almost 25%. So the chunk of tourism that was coming into Andhra Pradesh was basically coming from these three states. Unfortunately, over the last 5 years, they've started disappearing. Why they've started disappearing was because of the wrong policies that we had. 10 o'clock beach closes. 10 o'clock bars close. So why would a tourist come to a place where he's not allowed to sit?
There's no nightlife and you're not allowed to sit on the beach.
Whereas Puri, you can sit 24 into 7 on the beach. So somewhere down the line, so what we did recently is we went to Bhubaneswar. We had a road show on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh Tourism Forum did this. We were about 22 hotels. We went to Bhubaneswar. We had a road show there where our Honorable Governor Haribabu Garu attended the program. And he, in fact, a 10-minute speech of his went on to 50 minutes of his speech because of his passion for the state that he had. Then we went to Raipur. The first thing that we try to tell these people is that we are normally back now. Bars are open until 12 o'clock.
Correct.
The beaches are open till 12 o'clock. So we're trying to carry this.
No, but this is not advertised. I myself did not know this. So why is the tourism department not advertising the fact that we have extended time and the bars are open? I think there's something lacking here, isn't it?
I agree. I think that's another area that we have to honestly look at now. So we're doing a Calcutta roadshow probably next month because the chunk of tourism is going to come there. But however, we have been telling the travel agents who attended. We had about 60 travel agents in Bhubaneswar. We had 58 travel agents in in Raipur. We did convey to them that we are back to normalcy. We are where we were, and I'm sure when they go across, tell this to spread this message across. I think tourists will start coming in. But as you said, I think the element of note or a release, I think, has to happen
Has to happen,
for the
isn't it?
general public, knowing that we are, the beaches are open now.
See, for example, Araku Valley. It's the home of three endemic tribes, of which two of them are totally isolated and in their purest of forms after hundreds of years. So also, across the border in Orissa, you have some three or two endemic tribes that have not been touched by humanity. Now, the story can, we can actually relate between Andhra Pradesh and Orissa and create a trail, a tribal trail. Is the government thinking like this? Because these are actual hands-on stories.
I don't know how you came on this story, but tomorrow we're going to Arku.
Wow.
We finished the Orissa part. In fact, we were in Orissa with photographers, the PVTC villages. We went there, we photographed them, we made the defined circuit for Orissa. And usually it's a normal trend only to go to the weekly markets to see these tribes. But now we're looking at going to these villages exclusively for foreigners. It'll be a more a social, where we're going to contribute to the development of these villages by giving about $10 per passenger and per person was going there. And even the foreigners who come will also contribute to the community. So I'm sure it's going to benefit the community. Coming back to Andhra Pradesh, we've identified three villages. I think we will be visiting tomorrow. In fact, the team from Andhra Pradesh Tourism Authority has arrived today in the afternoon.
Wow.
So tomorrow we'll have a huge discussion, we'll deliberate, we'll talk about all these things, and then we are off to Arku tomorrow evening or day after, just to understand what are the three villages that we can do. Normally, Orissa attracts about 15,000 foreigners coming to the state.
For tribal tourism.
Only for tribal tourism.
Yes.
But we don't have, it's only, coming to Arku via staying in Vizag for one night. So out of the 7 nights, we only have 1 night. So what we are trying to do now is we're going to try and retain them with these villages, 3 villages. So we have requested the government to create a kind of a homestay kind of a thing, where foreigners would have a Western toilet. They would sit with them from morning to evening. They would interact with them. They would talk to them. For example, this was taken out from what we do on the trekking circuits around Lukla and around Annapurna. Foreigners generally, they stay in a village for a day or two. They work with the villagers on the community development. They work with the kids and they finally contribute to the community.
So these are researchers or tourists?
Basically researchers who go on treks.
Okay.
But for different reasons, Orissa has been attracting the European market, especially for the tribal sector. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to add these additional 3 nights or 4 nights in Andhra Pradesh. So we're trying to create an itinerary of 4 nights in Orissa and 4 nights in Andhra Pradesh, 3 nights in our tribal pockets, and then we do the last night at Vizag.
So with a hands-on experience in a tribal arena, Hamlet. This is wonderful. How can TTA collaborate with local stakeholders to curate immersive tourism? I mean, this is something that I think we were discussing. You have packages and experiences, whether there it's beach tourism or spiritual tourism or different circuits. How can you coordinate with your local stakeholders? How does your association coordinate?
See, we've also been working with certain adventure tour operators also, who are also part of our association. So we've been telling them, see, first thing that we looked at is to create the treks. The Jindagadda is the highest point in the Eastern Ghat, and we don't talk about it.
Where is this?
This is just a little above Arku.
Oh.
And it is the highest point in the whole of the Eastern Ghat.
Okay.
So we were talking to the government that we need to create a GPS tracked trekking circuit.
People don't get lost.
So I think, not only Chandagodda, we are looking at Arku, other sectors in Arku. We're looking at Lamp Singh. We're looking at about 5-6 different trekking itineraries. And what we're telling the government is they need to be GPS marked so that
Correct.
nothing goes wrong tomorrow. One wrong thing happening would again shut down these treks. So I think once we designate the treks around these tribal circuits like Lamsinge, Arku, Paderu, then we finally come down to Chindagadda. I think we will get a volume of these kind of trekkers, which is going to. I mean, because all the young,
Yeah. This is the new culture now. Yes,
young
yes.
generation, they look a lot of
Correct.
adventures. But once that happens, I think we'll have about 15 to 20% of the chunk of the youngsters who really prefer these kind of treks. Look at what Maharashtra does. Monsoon, no monsoon.
Yeah,
The moment
yeah.
that greenery comes in, you have
Yeah.
hundreds of people flocking in
Yeah.
the
You have monsoon treks, in fact.
project. So at least if we're not doing exactly, then we're trying to do a little different because the advantage we have is the tribal. So a little bit of tribal experience, a little bit of trek, going to the highest point in the Eastern Ghat, I think will all help in
Yeah,
creating
yeah.
good circuits.
Under Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and also I think the Tourism Minister Durgesh Garu, they're very proactive in the sense that they have held the hands of the tourism board and they've started this tourism forum. It's an open forum, but anybody can come with a proposal and in 21 days you're either accepted or not accepted and the government becomes a stakeholder. I mean, it's beautiful. This policy has come into play and as an event manager, entertainment person, I myself feel that, the doors have opened for us to have open discussion and not lost. We shouldn't get lost in the maze of tourism. Having said all this, for entertainment, see, entertainment is a large part of tourism. Now, one Coldplay concert or one Diljit Dosanjh concert, and thousands of people are traveling across the oceans. It doesn't matter where it is. Or Tomorrowland, what happened? Vizag or Andhra Pradesh is not less. We can also do the same thing. What is stopping us? When we wanted to do one sunburn, there was an opposition that it is not our culture. So, when are we going to change our mindset? And when are we going to actually have local players channelizing tourism activity experiences on a larger scale? What do you think? Can we partner with the Tours and Travels board so that entertainment and tours and travels together can call a blast with the tourism department support? What is your opinion on this?
Moment I became the president of the Andhra Pradesh Tourism Forum, the first thing that I said is the event managers should be part of the industry.
Correct.
They cannot be isolated because
Correct.
they add a lot of essence to the whole. Let it be MICE, let it be these big cultural events that we organize, let it be any event. Without the event manager, a lot of things don't happen. Yes, we were talking about sunburn. We were talking about a lot of things like mini Goa concept. We were
Correct.
talking about it. Couple of years back, 2018, we had a kind of a mini sunburn in Sunray, which government also was part of it. It's not that it cannot happen. I think we need to take this proposal to the government, sit down with them. We have the best team that we ever had, and I think taking this to our honorable CM and the young leaders now like Mr. Lokesh there.
Yes.
I think this can happen. It's just that we need to take this and talk to them.
In Telangana, the last leadership, KTR actually did this. He did a large sunburn. And as soon as the government took over, and then they became popular with the age group. See, it's not just a trend. We should keep our finger on the pulse of what the youth wants. Now, looking at the sudden boom of tourism, Vizag, our city becoming an international destination, a new airport coming up, and a lot of, the commercial corridors opening up so fast. I understand about 1,200 new rooms are coming up in hotels. New hotels are coming up. Right now with, the Novotel, the Radisson, all the big players having 50 to 80% occupancy. Because, okay, there are so many rooms and they're occupied. Suddenly, in the next few years, we're going to have 1,200 new keys. Do you think that tourism is going to go to that extent and occupancy is going to go to that extent? Or is this a catch-22 situation? What do you think about all these new players coming in, new hotels coming in, new rooms coming in? What does the tourism story say?
Well, Taj is coming with about 500 plus. We have Oberoi, we have Mayfair, and we have Atmosphere. I think collectively is about 1,200 to 1,300 rooms. I agree on this. Today, we're running at only 65% occupancy in terms of the star hotels. We still have this 35% deficit, and if you're adding more rooms, well, it's definitely a challenge in terms. But the ideology of our honorable CM, as he says, You create rooms, you create infrastructure, people will come. And I believe his ideology.
Okay.
Not only our state, you look at any other state, once they've created infrastructure, see what happens? You want a MICE event to come in, 3,000 people, they don't come into Vizag because they
There are
don't
no
have the kind of
rooms.
rooms.
Correct.
So I guess his vision of trying to say, get more rooms will definitely work. But it's just not the MICE, but I think, the government needs to re-strategize. We'll have to look at how we get the domestic tourism. We have to look at how we get the NRI, the Indian origin people to visit our states. For example, if you're looking at the ASEAN only, you look at Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Myanmar, you have close to about 20 million Indian origins out there.
Yes, NRIs, yes.
So that's a big segment. And if you can get these 20 million people to visit our state, that's a years of occupation considering the flights. See, for example, if you're looking at the Indian origin coming to Vizag, you have the two Shakti Pitas.
Yes.
Of course, we have other temples like Arsavalli, Srikollam, Shimachalam. But the Shakti Pitas are something where the government has to start talking about.
Correct.
Unfortunately, governments have not talked about. The 18 Shakti Pitas that we have, two are
in this district,
very close to
yes.
our Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
One is just about two and a half hours a drive away, and one is about 3.5 hours drive away. And if you're not trying to tap that,
correct,
I think this is where we'll have to work. We'll have to see every segment coming in. Let it be the CIS for the shacks. Let it be the tribal tourism coming here. Let it be the Buddhist traffic coming here. Let it be the Indian origin that we're trying to tap. Let it be the domestic crowd that we're trying to tap. For example, you look at the Shakti Pitas in different states. They get huge lakhs of tourist devotees coming there. Srisalam is well popularly, it is known.
Correct.
But Draksharam and Pittapuram are very, very, very
unknown
little
now.
known
Yes,
in these
yes,
markets.
yes.
This is where the government of AP should come with the Prasad scheme that we have in terms of creating the infrastructures in these temples. In fact, my line of argument last time was, sir, not Simachalam, not Anavaram, where the Prasad Bharati was given. Not that. The reason why I was saying that was Simachalam only looks at the Orissa and the local crowd.
Correct.
Anavaram looks at the Gauda community and from Telangana and the local crowd. The Shakti Pitas are going to draw tourists
common property
across the country.
Correct.
So somebody has seen 8 Shakti Pitas, 10 Shakti Pitas. He doesn't know where the 2 in Andhra are. So this is where we'll have to popularize them.
Correct.
This is where we'll have to take them. You talk to 100 people, you ask where are the 3 Shakti Pitas, even in our communities also, only 5 or 6 will be able to answer.
Yes.
So we'll have to popularize these because Shakti Pitas will draw tourists beyond what we can even think of.
And once people come to be equipped with rooms, I think they should promote the entire ecosystem around the Shakti Pitas, because then people will stay, like how what's happened in Ayodhya has become a big story by itself. So Ayodhya, always historic city, but then the whole plan around it, the temple, I think we should do something like that, isn't it?
Our Honorable CM in his speech on the tourism policy said, the average stay today in Andhra Pradesh is only 2 nights. So he said, how do we take it to 7 nights?
Correct.
So he directed the department on how we can take this from 2 nights to 7 nights. So now they're working on the regional circuits. So it's just not, I take them the Shakti Pitas. When I do that, I look at Kakinada. I look at the bird parks around there.
Yeah.
I will look at the Kakinada beaches. I will look at Rajahmundry. I look at Kadiyam in terms of nurseries. The biggest nursery the world over is out there. So probably we'll have to start popularizing these as individual entities. The moment we create each of these as a popular entity, people will start coming in. For example, we look at the Yaramata Dibulu, for example.
Yes.
One Yaramata Dibulu elsewhere in the world, they would be drawing about 1,000 to 10,000 people every day. We don't even draw a single tourist.
Yes.
Reason? We have our there are certain people who say people should not go there. Some people who say don't touch it. But if you don't show the world what we have, how would we get tourists?
But Vijay, what about the controversy around the Yarramatti Dibbalu? I mean, these are the absolute pristine geographical formations, but tourism or the government is allowing construction work close by. It has become an aberrative place. I mean, the place has become a total chaos. So the pristine nature of a property that we could have cashed in on tourism is lost. What is your opinion? What the activities happening around?
But I think, we've not lost much. But I think with whatever we have at the moment, I think we preserve it properly. My say was, we use buggies, the electrical buggies, we take them. Because what is happening now, if you don't take them, people are climbing. So what we do, we restrict people climbing, walking by themselves. We create a small paths, probably stone-laid paths, where it doesn't it destroy the ecology around it. We do these small buggy things, show them around, and we have a wonderful view on the other side. So probably we'll have to start
But is it true
selling
that
the view.
the sand hills have been cut down, broken down? Is it true?
To a certain extent,
Okay.
I think we can still preserve them.
Ah,
But I think government seriously need to work on that.
yes,
And
okay.
probably a geo heritage site. It can be declared a geo heritage site.
And then
I think
protect it.
once it is
Pro-
done, protected, I think, we'll find ways of how to showcase this and sell this as a product.
Proper. See, recently we had the Cordelia, the cruise liner that came to Visakhapatnam, and and the for common man, the middle class, Aam Aadmi, the thrill of getting onto a ship and going for a few days, and you were at the head of it all, your tours and travels. It was a great, exciting event for the common, great experience. But there's only one ship liner that graces our coast. So, what do you think? What is going to be the future of cruise lining tourism?
Cruise lining across India is at a very initial stage.
Yeah.
Probably 3%, 4% when we really talk about realistic figures. And that's going to be the biggest growing tourism sector that we're going to see over the next few years. Cordelia is getting one more cruise, a little bigger one. And I think this ship, which is about with 790 plus cabins, which is going to be based at Chennai. So Cochin, Chennai, Vizag, and they will start adding some more itineraries. Like, for example, Cordelia did 3 sailings to Visakhapatnam. Probably will do a few more, probably 1 or 2 in September, then November, December. But I'm sure cruise tourism in Visakhapatnam, because this is the only area where we have dedicated cruise terminal. With the dedicated cruise terminal, I think, what the government of Andhra Pradesh and what the port trust have to do. First and foremost, we've already been talking to them, we've been requesting them, have a board constituted.
Correct.
We will have to go to all the cruise players across the globe.
And welcome them here.
And we'll have to tell them what we have here. For example, any cruise line that comes in, you have a wonderful heritage circuit, heritage walk around the port area. That's another a real thing to sell. But when we start going and talking to the cruise companies, no cruise company is going to come overnight. Every cruise is planned 2 to 3 years ahead.
Yes.
So today, if we go talk to them, we're going to see them after 2 years. So we were suggesting that the government as well as the port trust start talking to cruise companies. For example, they go to Malaysia, where the headquarters of the Dream Cruises is. They have close to about 20 ships. And I think they can persuade them to come down to Visakhapatnam. The other factor is we have so many relocation cruises that go from the European bloc into the ASEAN or China or Hong Kong or Japan. So when they're relocating, most of the ships come into India and they're going to go into Singapore.
Correct.
Probably even the relocation cruises, we can start talking to them. And when they come to Mumbai for the and then they go to Goa, Cochin, we can also probably convince them to come to Visakhapatnam. I think that way we'll have to start going, talking to the cruise companies, or nothing else going to happen.
Nothing's very true. Tell me, if a student, I remember when we were young, if we had to, be a traveler, operator, we had to pass the IATA exam. And that was the only qualifier, and that was difficult. Today, we have a lot of institutions that support tourism. Supposing our young viewers want to know how they can see, it gives you a lovely life. You have destination tourism, you have luxury tourism, you have different verticals. And many of the young kids love to travel around. So, if a child loves to travel around, meet people, is friendly, good body language, and wants to get into tourism, what is the path?
I mean, as far as the P4 initiative that our Honorable CM has come in, what we are trying to do is we're going to do free skill development.
Okay.
So we would, any student or any youngster who really wants to know more about tourism, he can approach us. We will definitely do the required skill development as for giving him the training. And then when we talk to a client and when we're selling a product, that's the time when he can learn as quickly, where institute can actually teach them around. So the P4 initiative, what the Honorable CM has come is this is what we're going to do. We're going to openly ask people to come for skill development.
Okay.
And I'm sure once somebody goes through the training program, the skill development, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to hire them in our place or even at the local place. Suppose somebody has come from Srikakulam to me. I would rather say, okay, you work at Srikakulam, I'm hiring you.
Correct.
You start working for me. So this kind of a thing will definitely probably help. But we as Andhra Pradesh Tourism Forum and the Tours and Travel Association of Andhra Pradesh, we are open. Anybody can come and approach us. We will even give them career guidance. We will also tell them what are just by ITA, going and doing ITA is not going to achieve much in the travel industry.
Correct.
He needs to understand
Hands-on.
the real product.
Correct.
And we will tell him what the real product is.
Yes, that's true.
What he needs to know, how much he needs to know, and what he has to talk to his clients. All these things we're going to train them in the skill development program. So we are working also. We're also going to work very closely with the tourism department on doing the skill development initiative.
Now tell me, with this Air India disaster, with people dying on board flights that are going outside the country from India, how has it affected that passenger travelers traveling out of India domestically? How has it affected the tours and travels? Have you seen a decline in people who are traveling or they are selective about the airline? I think that was one of the most strongest and best flights. The aircraft was credited to be one of the best aircrafts in the world, and it failed. So, did you see an immediate reaction to people after the Air India crash?
We just saw cancellations.
You did?
For example, I had a client of 20 going to Ooty, taking a flight to Coimbatore and Ooty, they cancelled. So that fear did play for some time, and I think slowly dying off now. But we're seeing other factors, we see so many cyclones coming in, so many, floods coming in. So all these, the war that we're seeing now, so all these are having a decisive effect. And boycott to Baku and boycott to Istanbul have also affected the tourism sectors. So people are we're not keenly selling that block. So to a certain extent, yes, tourism did get affected due to various reasons. But I think we will bounce back because that's after COVID. We were the only sector that went dead for almost a year and a half. We bounced back. We will bounce back, and I think tourism will flow on its own.
See, you have a very strong leg in Thailand, Vietnam. You're in fact integral part. You've been awarded by the Vietnam government. Vietnam gives very cheap options. I mean, people from India, middle class, is able to, or corporates, or where there are outbound groups going. Have you seen sudden growth in that sector? Because they really advertise that, it's much cheaper than even traveling within the country. So what is the psychology of a traveler these days?
Vietnam used the social media to the biggest extent that they could ever do. For example, there are certain destinations which I wouldn't even say, please go there. But the Instagram that has taken its effect, clients now know where they want to go. But Vietnam, for many good reasons, has a varied kind of system. See, when you go to Hanoi, you got wonderful culture. Then you got Halong Bay, which is one of the natural beauties in the world, one of the natural wonders. Then we come into Da Nang, for example. Da Nang has got the Bana Hills, they got Hua Hin. And then we come to Ho Chi Minh City, which is vibrant, nightlife. So they got three different kind of sectors. Like, in India, when we look at, there are two sectors which do very well. One is Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, because it gives different, the Taj Mahal,
the appetites are different.
Forts, Taj Mahal, then Delhi. You look at Kerala. See, when we look at Munnar Hill Stations, Thekadi Wildlife Sanctuary, come to Kumarkom backwaters, go to Kovalam, sea. So you're seeing geographically every 2 hours, the whole geographical condition is changing. So at least I don't feel, I'm seeing the same place.
Correct.
I know I'm seeing something different tomorrow.
Correct.
I'm seeing something different. So that is why Kerala has pushed itself to because of the very quick journeys that you have.
And I think God's own country did its trick. The banner was so beautiful.
Rather than the banner that they had, I don't get tired.
You see different things.
So in a
It's not monotonous.
in 650 kilometers, I'm seeing 4 geographical
Very good.
conditions.
Correct.
So I don't get tired, so it makes me free, it makes me comfortable. So that's why, for example, we just about 2 hours away, we have Rajahmundry.
Correct.
We have backwaters.
Yes.
We'll have to start
The
exploring
Godavari.
these ideas. We have so many backwaters within the Godavari.
Correct.
So I think, somewhere down the line, we will have to start thinking different. We'll have to start getting the boat houses like what Kerala had. And I think, we just don't have to look at only the Rajahmundry boat trips to Bhadrachalam or elsewhere, but we'll have to look at creating small canals, which we already have, and start creating the backwater circuits. I think once that happens with Shaktipitas in the Godavari districts, the Kadiyam with them, and they also have a hill station very close to them. So I think with all these things, regional circuits, if we are able to properly channelize, I think we can be the next Kerala.
What are the future trends for tourism in India?
India, I would want to comment because each state would, because tourism is a completely state subject.
Correct.
But in terms of Andhra Pradesh, if you ask me, I would say there are a lot of things to do. Probably we'll have to get one of those Warner Brothers into the
Yes.
into any place like Visakhapatnam, because see, a lot of people, when I say Warner Brothers, they say, why? What would Warner Brothers do? Who would come? What is Abu Dhabi?
Correct.
What is the crowd that they have? But how do they draw tourists? People will come. We'll have to create those kind of infrastructures. We'll have to create snowballs. We'll have to create those big theme parks that are across the globe. I think 1-2 big brands like Disney's, Warner's,
You set up a studio, you mean?
Universal come in here. The whole dimension of this state will change.
Yes.
We had talks of Disney coming about 10 years back, but that slowly fizzled off. But I think, we talked to Warner, we talked to somebody to put up the big base here. I'm sure the whole of India will come. A lot of people ask me this question when I raise this subject in many platforms. They say, what are you saying? Who will come and see here? It's not who will come, the India will come to see.
Once you give the infrastructure, they would be here.
It's not Vizag we're talking about, it's the India we're talking about.
Vijay, the government is doing a lot, but lots remain to be done. What are all the things that have to be done to turn around tourism and make it more progressive for us?
So everybody talks about social media. I think that's where we are a little lacking at this moment. I think we need to quickly call in for contest, have all the amateurs, all the professionals contributing to the digital library that we can have.
Correct.
So once we have this digital library, you, I, everybody can start using the library, posting them around. For example, we are about 4,000 fraternity hoteliers and travel agents. 4,000 reaching 1,000 people in each is about a 4 lakh. So that's where I think, we'll have to quickly start doing. We'll have to do the AP specialist program.
Correct.
Because the travel agents, when they understand what Andhra Pradesh is, no state has done a specialist program. I think that's where.
What is a specialist program?
Like any country, usually has this specialist program where I'm an Aussie specialist. So I think, Andhra Pradesh should probably create this specialist program where agents could come in and have a knowledge session, finally do the question and answers, and then they get a certification.
So they specialize in the subject of Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh as a product.
Okay.
Then, declare Andhra Pradesh as the Visit Andhra Pradesh 2026.
Okay.
That's another key area that we'll have to quickly work. Government is doing a lot of things, but finally, how do we push the product? So we declare Andhra Pradesh, then the open sky policy. See, for example, we lost 2 flights recently.
Correct.
We're not getting in flights like any Emirates to come in because of bilaterals. I think the open sky policy, if Vizag on the eastern coast and probably Ahmedabad on the western coast, if Government of India can declare this as an open sky airport, flights will start coming in. So the hampering of the flights not being able to come because of the bilaterals will be shut down, and we'll have open sky airports. Forts of Andhra Pradesh. Right now, that's another key area that we'll have to quickly do. We have about 8 forts.
Yeah, like Vijayanagaram, huge places. History is here.
So we'll have to create stories. Then you have, when the flights are coming in, most of the flights are having certain issues. So initially when they come in, we'll have to start giving them concessions in terms of waive off on the parking charge, then waive off on the ATC charges, waive off on the navigation charges. The certain charges are waived off initially. Government of Andhra Pradesh can do it. I think, somewhere it facilitates airlines to come into our state, new airlines, where they feel, okay, fine, I get some benefit from the state, so they start coming in. Then the brand ambassador, that's a very key thing.
Yes,
MICE.
yes.
See, earlier, the government of Andhra Pradesh had somebody in Singapore
Correct.
actually bidding for MICE events. I think this is another key area that we should start doing very quickly, because MICE is going to be the biggest thing that can change the state over. And we need to look at what concessions that we can give for events that we are bidding to the state of Andhra Pradesh. So that's one key area that we should look at, giving some kind of a concessions. Then we'll have to look at golf tourism.
Correct.
Then we'll have to look at the tourist visa on arrival. We have the e-visa on arrival, but we don't have the tourist visa on arrival. So that has to, quickly government has to start writing to the central government, so opening up the tourist visa on the health pass. We have more of naturopathy, but the real spas have to come in.
Correct.
If that comes in, it draws in a certain segment.
The traditional spas.
Certain segment of people who would really want to come in. For example, I was at Timber Tales in Coorg, wonderful property. They had 28 beds of Ayurveda and all the naturopathy. So these kind of things, if they are brought in very quickly, I think it's going to change a lot. Then we'll have to upgrade our boats that we have. Anybody coming and sitting in the beach would want to do a sea ride.
Correct.
Unfortunately, we don't have sea
We just watch.
Then there's something called fishing, which is a fishing and angling.
Yes.
Which are big things.
Yes.
We don't talk about.
As a sport.
As a sport. Not only thing, as a thing. Homestays, we'll have to start bringing them. There are lot, so many things. Like, now I come to the beach, I don't have a toilet.
Yeah, that is.
I go to Rishikonda, I don't have a toilet.
And if there is a toilet, it's so dirty and not maintained.
So somewhere, I think the amenities have to be brought in. CSR has to be involved. Companies have to be requested. I think once these things happen, there's so many other things, film thing, training of the guides.
Correct.
Is another big subject that we need to have. We don't have a single guide who can speak any other language except Telugu, Hindi and English. So we need to create guides
who can speak foreign languages.
Government of Andhra Pradesh fortunately gives 1 lakh as a reimbursement for learning foreign languages.
Oh my God, this is not known. Okay.
Does give under the new tourism policy, but nobody wants to. I mean, these are some of the kind of things that we should all look at. And I think, when we quickly do, we're trying to get these taglines, Visit Andhra Pradesh 2026, more popularized. We're going to request our Deputy CM to give us tagline, and also the film world,
yes,
to give their tagline, Visit Andhra Pradesh 2026. I think we do a lot of things. I think the whole of us, it's just not the government alone, all stakeholders also, we should all do a war footing thing on how to get more tourism. And I think once that happens, everything will start coming.
The matrix of event and tourism, Government of India events are the highest. Next is MICE. And I think Visakhapatnam has landed on the map of MICE, isn't it? Meetings, incentives, corporates and entertainment in a big way. The points that you just made, if someone is listening, you're just giving so much opportunity to new entrepreneurs to think on how they can harness their energy and the potential of tourism.
MICE, we've not actually gone to the level that Vizag is actually potential for. For example, I'll tell you, we had Maruti, which was supposed to come here.
Correct.
3,000 Maruti dealers was cancelled off because of lack of
rooms.
So many things like no rooms. So I think the policy that the government of Andhra Pradesh, which is rightly doing by adding rooms, I think that time, I think another 3 years down the lane, I can bid for a 5,000 event.
Correct.
Today, I don't think we can bid for a 5,000. But I think when we start bidding for the world congresses and government of Andhra Pradesh starts looking at MICE and start giving concessions to these MICE operators, like for example, that today I invest in a hotel. For the next 6 years or 7 years, I get the APGST back refund.
Correct.
So probably in a similar manner,
to handhold a little
GST that I'm probably paying at 6% or 9%, if that can come back to me, I think that's going to add a lot in terms of, me bidding for MICE events.
Committing.
So usually what happens when you and I bid for an event, sometimes we lose that 4-5% of,
Yeah, yes.
because things go beyond what we even think of. Corporates are so demanding. So with this 9% that comes back to me, even if I lost 4-5%,
Some respite.
and it covers on my cost.
That's true.
That is one area government should start looking at giving. Giving free dinners. Probably, a MICE delegation has arrived. You do a police escort.
Correct. Something extra.
So
A value
feel,
added.
they feel so valued.
Ah.
So, and you come and do a Dimisa dance. Give small Lepakshi gifts too. So these kind of small things.
Namaste service for them at the airport. Yeah, this adds a lot.
All these things will add, and I think MICE is a key area that the government of Andhra Pradesh should target. And I think that is going to change the dimension of the state of Andhra Pradesh, and especially Visakhapatnam, where MICE is already popular. And I think we can take it to the next level. We can be any other metro city.
Yes.
And the final thing that I want to really talk is about the airline connectivity. This is an area where the government of Andhra Pradesh has to really say we need to have a committee formed. We lost 2 flights to Bangkok and to Kuala Lumpur.
Correct.
Very unfortunate. Reasons unexplained. The Bangkok flight was doing very well. And unfortunately, I don't know why we lost these flights. We tried our level best to get these flights, retain them. It did not happen. But we convinced Indigo to fly to Abu Dhabi, which they're doing now. We're convincing Air India Express to fly to Bangkok. But we're also talking to Batik Air to come from KL to Vizag. But we as stakeholders, we have limited resources.
We should give them some goodies, freebies.
So something where the government can get involved and reactivate what we used to do earlier by getting these airlines back to the state. I think without airlines, no MICE, no leisure,
no spice,
no inbound, no tourists.
Can you share a memorable experience? See, you have a bouquet of every day is a new experience, a new city, a new crowd, a new voyage. One of the most memorable experiences, whether it was a human experience or something that happened because of the natural conditions, anything that remains in your mind being a tour operator?
Numerous. I mean, if we have to talk one, I'll have to talk about 10. But usually what happens, when tourists come in, I generally, about a week back, 10 days, somebody had come with his young daughter. His daughter was not enjoying. She was saying, taking them to Totlakonda, Bajgonda, we're not in. And I said, do one thing, take her to the waterfalls. And daughter was splashing herself. It was sea for us, Vizag. Yes. I wouldn't really recommend a kid to be taken into the sea. So I said, take them to one of the waterfalls. And he came back saying, and it probably, that picture painting of what, the kid enjoyed going and, splashing herself. So there are so many experiences that we get, every day. And it's so difficult, to come back. You ask me suddenly what experience, but there's so many experiences which I can probably pen down and send it to you. So many good experiences.
I remember it was 1995-96 when actually I wrote the blueprint of the Vishaka Utsav. It's the biggest festival today. And I remember for 2 years I was running around from every IAS officer's table requesting them to take up, because I had done this earlier with Mr. Parikar for Goa and it was successful. And nobody was willing to take it up because people didn't understand why does a city need a festival. But today Vishaka Utsav garners 2-3 lakh eyeballs a day, and it's a happening festival. So when we want to do something like this, always it takes a little time. So what do you feel? Does Vizag have enough of festival opportunities? You have the sea sands, you have all the 5 elements around. Will the tourism department look at writing to each element as creating a story for the water, a story for the sand, a story for the mountain? We have everything. What do you think? Can we put that up as a proposal for the tourism?
I think the Vishaka Utsav this year is on.
Okay.
Fortunately, government is reactivating the Vishaka Utsav. And I think it's going to happen on the December 27, 28 and 29.
Okay.
As per what Honorable Collector, when a discussion on the DTPC was happening, this is what he said. But, it's just not the Utsav. I think we need to create a festive.
Correct.
a festive, like you said, the sands are in festive, the hills are in festive. We also need to create the shopping festival.
Correct.
For example, we have the whole city on sale. We need to talk to every seller, some discount
During that
during
time.
that time. We create a.
Mm.
I mean, what happens at Dubai Festival?
Mm.
You just go buy things at cheap,
Anyway, yes.
and that too in the peak season.
Correct.
So I think we also go along with that idea of creating a shopping festival
Fest.
also during the same time. You will get the tourists to come in.
So the community has to buy in. See, the entire community, not just the business community. Everybody has to buy in to promote the city or the state or the country.
I think we have a good community and the business community and Kangatala Malik and all these.
Yeah, we've got some nice, good
They will
people.
all understand what we're trying to tell them, and I'm sure this particular thing of having a Vishak Utsav with yachts around in the sea, then we have the hills blowing, making sound. Then the shopping festival.
Correct.
I'm sure
We'll do very well.
we will create a buzz. And I think, we also have during the same time, we have one of those mega artists
Yeah.
like Arjit Singh or somebody
Somebody coming to this.
coming into this park.
So people fly in for him.
And then, people from Orissa, people from
Will
Chhattisgarh,
come,
West
will come.
Bengal, everybody would want to come. Hyderabad would all want to come and see
Yes.
Arjit Singh show.
Correct.
So that's where we'll have to talk. When we talk, we'll have to talk a little big.
Correct.
We have to talk at a bigger scale.
Correct.
And I'm sure it will happen.
It will happen. Have you been watching Meenamma shows over the last few years?
The reason when you said, would you do this? I couldn't even say no. Your shows have, I mean, you're talking to different kind of people.
Yeah.
And with varied questions. Some of them are so knowledgeable that sometimes when you start listening to a doctor, there are certain elements that you
Correct.
actually know. And you're talking to a teacher, there's so many elements that
You didn't
teaching-
know.
even as a parent,
Mm.
even as a student, we never knew these things.
True.
Probably we didn't impart them to our kids.
Mm.
So I think, most of your shows are actually more a learning session rather than just an interview. I'm sure, that's why I've stopped you calling you Meenakshi. I just say, Meenamma. Because I'm sure Meenamma show would go to the next level.
Thank
All
you.
the best to you.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sure,
Yes. So would you like
Meenamma would be
would you like to tell the camera and your fans and friends and the tour operators and all those who are stakeholders in this wonderful gentleman to subscribe to Meenamma, because Meet Meenamma needs to grow because stories are real.
friends, all of you. Meenakshi, we call it Dr. Meenakshi, is known to all of us. I know she's been the pioneer in event management. She's created a name for herself, Razmatas, and she scaled to a completely different level. And the kind of shows she did. Today, she is a mother to the whole industry of the event management. In fact, EMA, the other day, just a week, last 4-5 days back, and I know she said, we're calling our mother on the stage. And when I saw who it was our Meenamma. I would request everybody, all my friends, all my well-wishers, everybody to subscribe to Meenamma show, Meenamma Talk, if I'm right.
Meet
Or
Meenamma.
Meet Meenamma. I think you should all meet Meenamma really by, accepting her as, what do I say, a daughter of our state, a daughter of our city.
Thank you so much, Vijay. It was such an honor to have you. You're one of the few people who has his pulse on everything. It's not just tourism. I have seen you everywhere. You're a diverse personality and you have a vibe that is so beautiful. And I wish you all the best. And I know you're a leader who's going to take the vertical of tourism, travel, and other things that you like to do to different levels. I wish you all the best. For all our viewers out there, brothers like Vijay are very few and far apart. But remember, life is a journey. By just sitting in your room, you're not going to travel anywhere. Try to get up, move yourself, travel, discover the world, because when you go and see new places, there is a new version of you that comes alive. And it's only in traveling that our life can be more beautiful. So meet Meenamma every Friday 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And once you subscribe, we'll have inspiring Indians like Vijay on our show so that you and I can enjoy life to the fullest. Thank you. Stay safe. Stay traveling.